India takes the helm of BRICS at a pivotal global moment. On January 1st, 2026, India formally assumed the rotating chairmanship of BRICS, the influential bloc of emerging economies that includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and an expanded group of member states at a time of heightened geopolitical and economic tension. A broad and growing coalition, BRICS has evolved from its original BRIC formation in the 2000s into a larger coalition that now represents a significant portion of the world's population and economic output. The expanded grouping, often referred to as BRICS Plus, includes countries such as Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, the UAE, and Ethiopia, reflecting its ambition to amplify the voice of the Global South in global governance discussions. Leadership at a challenging time. India takes over the chair at a sensitive juncture marked by global trade tensions and geopolitical pressures, including rising tariff threats from major powers. This transition comes as the bloc's members navigate differing national interests and external pressures, particularly from the United States, which has hinted at punitive tariffs on BRICS economies and has expressed concern over moves perceived as challenging the global economic order. Despite these headwinds, New Delhi aims to steer BRICS toward a constructive agenda that emphasizes economic resilience and cooperation, particularly for developing economies. A central theme of India's forthcoming leadership year is to prioritize the interests of the Global South, seeking to address key challenges like poverty, infrastructure financing, energy transition, climate change, and technology cooperation, rather than pursuing confrontation with Western powers. Balancing divergent interests. One of India's key tasks as chair will be managing diverse and sometimes conflicting interests within BRICS. The group spans a wide range of political systems and economic models, from market democracies to state-led economies, making consensus on global issues complex. Yet, India's approach has been to focus on practical cooperation and low-friction areas that provide shared benefits, such as trade facilitation, infrastructure investment, and enhancing regional economic connectivity. Trade, diplomatic pressures, and cooperation. Global trade tensions, especially those involving tariff policies and protectionist measures, are central to the backdrop against which India assumes the chairmanship. Emerging economies, including BRICS members, have voiced concerns over rising protectionism and non-tariff barriers that risk disrupting global supply chains and marginalizing developing markets. India's leadership is expected to underscore the importance of an open, predictable trade environment, aligning with broader calls for reform of global trade institutions like the World Trade Organization (WTO). That India's chairmanship also comes as countries in the bloc explore alternative financial mechanisms and local currency settlement systems, efforts aimed at reducing dependence on traditional global financial architectures and to strengthen South-South economic ties. A strategic, global role for India. Assuming the BRICS presidency underscores India's expanding role on the world stage. It highlights New Delhi's attempt to balance relations with both Western powers and emerging coalitions while asserting diplomatic autonomy and pushing for a multilateral order that better reflects the interests of developing nations. That India's leadership of BRICS in 2026 is thus more than a ceremonial role. It is a test of diplomacy at the intersection of trade, geopolitics, and emerging multipolar governance. How effectively New Delhi navigates these challenges could shape global economic and diplomatic alignments for years to come.